Here we have a Taylor trumpet in our shop. It just came in on trade. And we probably get 3 or 4 Taylor trumpets on trade every year. So we're very familiar with the horns, and they usually move pretty quickly. So this is your opportunity to purchase the Taylor Chicago 46-2 Lite. And I think I have sold 2 or 3 of this exact same model before. Some things about this horn, it tends to be fairly open. It's got a fairly broad taper to the bell, and it still can sound somewhat brilliant and brighter, which I think is what he's going for with Lite, but also it doesn't have all the bracing that you see on some of the other Taylor trumpets. Because we have had Taylors in here that weigh like 4.5 pounds, extremely heavy horns. This is nowhere near that. It's got to be more like 2.5 or maybe closer to 3 pounds. It's pretty light compared to the others. So some things about this horn. First off, the receiver does kind of taper down into the lead pipe and then taper back up. It's kind of a cool effect when you look at it at the right angle. The Harrelson 5mm really does fit well with the horn. This is my personal mouthpiece. If I had a regular 5mm mouthpiece, which is our modular mouthpiece, I could make it taper and look seamless and flush with this. So we are including a 5mm kit, 6 pieces, so you get 1 of each part, with the sale of this horn. We've discounted the price on the horn from whatever he normally charges, 5,000 something, because it's a used horn, and we're also including a 5mm modular mouthpiece. So you can set up the gap, meaning if the gap is too wide with our backbore, we have other backbores, you can exchange them to close that gap and really increase flexibility if you have too much slotting. And that mouthpiece would be set up custom to you. So if you play on a Schilke 14A4A, we can make that. What we would do is get you into the rim that you like, and then we give you underparts that will really give you an experience that's better than the original, if it was a Schilke or a Monad or even a Taylor mouthpiece. So we can fine tune that, and you have 30 days to exchange parts on your mouthpiece, just like a normal mouthpiece sale. We call it a 30-day safari. So you can really just play with all the parts, find what works best for you, and then literally put it all together and come up with the best configuration. So the mouthpiece would be included, not this one, but a 5mm. And some condition notes on this horn. It's silver and gold, and there is some wear to this plating. It looks like if you wanted a perfect horn, I would suggest stripping it down and replating the whole thing. Send it to Anderson Silver Plating and have them do it, or Tom Green. But if you're happy with a pretty good looking horn, this is it. I don't see really anything major. There's maybe no real dings or dents, just scratches to some of the finish. And it looks like the gold is actually a lacquer on this horn, and then the silver is real silver plating. So here we have it. I'm going to play it for you, and we'll hear how it sounds. So you can get around the horn pretty easily on this. I'm going to do some lip slurs. So there's some flexibility there. I can feel that I would need a longer backbore to really have the flexibility and the smaller gap that I prefer. But let's play with it either way. I'm starting to get used to it already. Wow. So you can put a lot of air in this horn. It produces a really big sound. It's not really heavy. And the last thing I would really mention is you can put a lot of air in this horn. It's the same thing I just said. So if this horn were too big for you, I would recommend one of our gap solution kits. And the way that works is you can measure the gap and the venturi by using our kit, which is a set of tools. It's very simple. You put a couple marks on it. You rub the marks off when you put it in the horn. You measure it against the mouthpiece, and then you know your gap. And it comes with a set of shims, so you can change the gap and the venturi at the beginning of the lead pipe. And that, I personally think, could make this good horn into a really great horn for each individual player. So if you're serious about an amazing setup, you already get the Mouthpiece for free. I would definitely consider adding the gap solution set as well.